Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another house building video. Today we're building a house. Well, actually today we're building a mountain first out of a molehill. No, we're just building a mountain out of a flat piece of grass. If you haven't already seen it, I did recently do a tiny mountain house build, which was just, I guess it was kind of a proof of concept to see if it would work, building a house on top of a mountain in The Sims 4, given that there are no terrain tools and that there's no proper way to do this. The only way we're getting the effect to work is by using these rocks, which are actually coffee tables and end tables, and then sizing them up and then building on top of it. Because why not? It's The Sims and it works. So I did that previous build, which I'm sure you can check out either down below or on screen somewhere. I'll link to the previous build of a mountain in case you want a bit more of an explanation. But I mean, we'll kind of go over it here. We got a lot of time. Look, we got a lot of time. We got like 35 minutes really just to hang out, have a bit of fun. So, I mean, whatever you're doing, whether you're just chilling out with this in the background, doing some work, whatever it may be, just relax. You know, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good ride. So, really, I'm starting off here just trying to get the essential shape of I guess the footprint of the house, because before I start building the mountain around the house, we kind of need to know where the house is going to go, how big it's going to be, what's going to fit in around it. Now, also, because of the time of year, it is currently, you know, it's just a week after Christmas when I'm recording this. And when I built this, actually, I started building this on Christmas Eve. So it's taking me a little bit of time just because of the you know, it's that time of year. We're busy. We've got things to do. Anyway, so because of the time of year, the house is actually like sort of Christmassy themed, holiday themed. It's got like wreaths and all that kind of stuff up. Not heavily so, like you could change it, but that's kind of the theme we're going for. But now, as you can see, we've kind of got the beginning shape. And what we're really trying to do right here is make it so it doesn't just look like a cliff. I don't want it to look like a cliff or a plateau. That was the other thing. It kind of just looks like a plateau, right? That terrain has just been raised out of the ground and is just sitting on top of nothing. I'm trying to make it look like it could be a mountain, albeit a very small mountain. Look, you can't get great scale in this game, but I think with what we've got, we've done okay. So what we got, we've done okay. So now I'm just building the house, or starting to do it. Very Alpine lodge styled home, like a very, very mountain themed kind of home. You'll see it sort of take shape and you'll be like, oh yeah, that kind of does look like some sort of Alpine styled home, right? Yeah, it kind of does. So so I went with that kind of theme because I thought it worked, and it made sense. It was on a mountain up the top. Roof texture glitching out there for reasons that I couldn't quite figure out at the time, so I just gave up and changed it. Yeah, so getting the really basic structure of the house done so that I can continue to detail the rest of this, because I think really the magic of this build is the mountain. I think that's where it really shines, and just all the stuff that goes in and around the house itself makes it seem kind of cool. I decided to put the snow-capped roofs again. I did this once, I think, probably like 2 years ago now, when I did an original Christmas build, and I used like the white roof to act like snow. I mean, there's no snow, there's no weather in the game yet. Hopefully in 2 years time there will be, otherwise I'll be sad. In the next 2 years, when I do my next Christmas build, hopefully there will be snow, so that it will actually make more sense. Though, to be fair, here in the Southern Hemisphere it is summer, and today it was actually 38 degrees Celsius, which is 38 C to F. Let's see what that is. It's 100.4 Fahrenheit. So it was fairly warm here today. It was basically death. Basically death in the air. Though, having said that, there are hotter places in the world. So yeah, I know there'll probably be people popping up in the comments saying, "Oh, it's hotter here." Well, yeah, that's fair enough. Look, you're not wrong. It probably is hotter where you are, but just acknowledge that 38 is still not cool. Okay, thank you. Look at this. I love these mountain builds. I say these mountain builds. This is only the second one, but it was such a good idea. Came from the comments. So if you do have any, like, I guess, like different ideas, like something that we wouldn't normally think would be possible in The Sims 4, for example, building a mountain home. I've done a bunch of treehouse builds in the past as well. I did like a mirror house build. I just things that are different. You wouldn't really think that are possible. If you have any kind of, like, it might seem silly, like if you think about something, you're like, oh, that's silly. Well, I shouldn't comment that. But you know what? silly ideas are what make the world go round. Without silly ideas, we wouldn't have the light bulb. And then we wouldn't be able to have the light bulb moment, which is kind of interesting because it kind of represents an idea when you get a light bulb moment. Yeah, anyway, so it's the silly ideas that make the world go round, make the world turn. I don't know what I'm saying, but I guess you know what I mean. If you have a good idea, if you have something that you think would be fun, let me know, because we can always see if it's possible. We can always see. Because, I mean, the mountain idea totally turned out to work very well. So we got the initial structure done, like I said, using the coffee tables and end table rock pieces. And then we built most of the detail of the mountain out of the actual landscaping rocks. And I thought it'd be fun to have a few different levels on the mountain, because it is supposed to be a mountain, not just a plateau. I wanted to have, because ideally it would have been really nice to have like a winding path, going down around the mountain, like a really natural sort of path. But of course, there's no terrain editing. And of course, you can't do slopes. So we can only do flat sections and then have stairs go down to each level, because it's technically just different levels of a house. So what we've done instead is we've used the stairs and we've used the rocks and we've used the walls and flooring to create different levels of the mountain. Then we're using the rocks to make it look a little bit more freeform and a little bit more like it flows together much smoother. You can see how I'm sort of placing it under the stairs. This is a pretty long process in terms of build work versus furnishing. Like normally in a regular house build, furnishing would usually end up taking me longer to complete than building would. But in this, I'm pretty sure just the amount of time I spent building far outweighed, I guess, or far exceeded the amount of time I spent furnishing, which is pretty cool, because that means it's a bit of a challenge, and I do like a good challenge. So instead of trying to get the winding path coming down, what I've done is just created a few levels here, and when it all comes together, it works. It really, really works. So this initial part was actually done on like this first section of the build. It's about to cut to a new recording, but this first section, or maybe the first couple of sections, were done on a live stream. So I was actually getting feedback and ideas from the Twitch chat as well. So if you do want to make sure you don't miss out on my live streams, because I do live stream. I live stream Sims, I live stream Planet Coaster, City Skylines, loads of different games, GTA, lots of different stuff. Pretty much I use Twitch to play games that might not always go well on the channel, or play more of that game, or work on a build, for example, in The Sims. Or I just play The Sims live and do different things. You can click the link down below in the description to go to my website, because on my website I link to my Twitch page. Or if you just go to my channel here on YouTube, there's a link that goes to my Twitch, and you can follow me there. Now that's usually the easiest way to find me is just go to my website, because that links absolutely everything that I use and that I'm on. So that's where you want to go. So out on this little, I guess, outcrop area. I don't know. It's not really an outcrop, is it? Well, out in this little section, hot tub, of course. Why not? I guess the only thing I could say that this build is missing in the end, well, I guess a waterfall. I really wanted to get a waterfall. I wanted to get multiple levels of water cascading down, but it really didn't make sense just because the fountains don't have actual physics. They are sort of just one set animation. Like the water won't flow down past the height. Like it won't work. It would just be floating, or the waterfall would be too small. So I was kind of upset I didn't get that. But the other thing I thought about, but there wasn't really any room to put it in this, was it would have been really cool to have a sauna. I think it would have been really cool as well, because this is a home. Like this is a livable residential home. I think it would have been cool to do maybe like a kind of ski lodge build, so you'd have kind of, I guess, a hotel in a way, right? So you'd have multiple rooms, you'd have a day spa in there, then you'd have like the lounge with like the bar and all that area. Like that would be cool. I really hope they add, because we've had outdoor retreat. That's technically a holiday thing, but they made a whole, like in the menu, in the UI, they made a whole button that's like holiday worlds, or whatever it says, vacation world, or whatever that button is. Like they made a whole category for it. So surely that implies they intend on doing a proper like vacation expansion, right? Because I want hotels. I want to be able to own and run hotels. How good would that be? Because my favorite thing in The Sims 4, I guess specifically, besides building, because I love building, obviously, but one of my other favorite things is retail and owning and running like restaurants and sort of playing the game that way. I think my favorite game pack as of the release of this video, is dine out, because you get to not only, visit restaurants if you want to and all that kind of stuff, but you also get to run and manage your restaurants. That is cool. Now, what I want is hotels that you can visit as a vacation with a family or by yourself or whatever it may be, but also the ability to own a hotel and manage a chain of hotels. Yeah, you can't tell me that wouldn't be cool, right? I mean, you could, but you'd be wrong. So just tell me it would be cool. Thank you. That's what I would love to have in like a vacation expansion pack, is the ability to do that. Because if they did the vacation expansion pack, we kind of have, I think I mentioned in the tiny mountain build video that we didn't really have like an Alpine world. We don't really, but a few people were like, oh, what about Granite Falls? It kind of is, because it's like it's a mountainy world, but it's like pine forest mountains, more not like a snowy Alpine world. That's what I would want, like a kind of Swiss Alps kind of world. Like, how cool would that be? Or like the Himalayas or something like that. Like that kind of vacation world where you'd have all these ski lodges and you'd have this little really quaint town. Oh, it would be cool. Oh man, just my wish list of things that I want in Sims is so. If they all came true, I would be like, damn, this is one hell of a game. It would be really cool. So yeah, I would love like an Alpine world. Then I guess you'd need to do you'd need like a tropical vacation world as well, like an islandy kind of place. Maybe like an archipelago or something like that. That would be cool. Kind of like we had Isla Paradiso in The Sims 3, but like do it as like a holiday world or something. I don't know. What else could you do? So we have a snow one, like snowy mountain one. We have the camping foresty one already. What else could you do? Also, I don't get why, like I'm not even talking about the build anymore, but you can see it. Yeah. In like The Sims 3, how you could add, was it The Sims 3? Yeah, you could. So you could start a new game using any world, right? And do that. And then I think you could travel. Oh, I don't know. How did it work? Maybe it was Sims 2 I'm thinking of. What I want the ability to do, because at the moment when you start a new game, or in each save game, you have access to all of the worlds. Why can't we just say, like, redesignate Granite Falls to like a residential world, or redesignate Oasis Springs as a holiday world? Like, why is it so fixed in its rigidity? I don't get that. Because then, or why can't we just vacation to anywhere? I don't know. I just don't know. Well, at this point in the build, it's starting to get a little bit difficult to work with all the rocks, because I'm trying to get, stairs and access down to other parts of the build. But I need to have rooms that have flooring and roofing so that we can actually put stairs in. And you'll see me like sort of fly in with the camera into the rocks half the time just to try and see where I'm building. I mean, yes, I could have removed a lot of the rocks and done it that way and sort of built the skeleton first and then put all the rocks in. But the thing is, I didn't think it would look the same, because I put so much time into like putting all these rocks in, and then I was like, if I move all these, it's never going to look the same, and it's just not. I didn't want to risk ruining what I'd made so far, so I was like, all right, I was going to battle with the rocks, try and make this work, and I think it totally did. I think it did. I'm pretty happy about that. I think the cool thing about this is, not only will you be incredibly late to work and school by living in this house, because you have to go down 3 flights of stairs, all at the maximum wall height, and walk so far to get off the edge of the lot, but it's just cool. It's just cool. Like this, oh man, it just looks cool. I think that's it. That's all. It just looks cool. Maybe it doesn't have to be the most functional or practical place to live ever, but if it's nothing more than just eye candy, then that's fine by me. Because when you go into, I wish I had a screenshot. I should have put it in the screenshots. I didn't. Maybe I can. I guess I can add it in if I really wanted to. But when you place this in your world, and you look in the map view, it looks really cool in the map view as well. It looks like this monolithic like mountain thing in the map view. It's so cool. I really wish. I wish we had like bigger lots, because then you could try and make like some sort of mountain range with all the rocks as well. So up the top here, up the top is still very flat, and it's just grass. Like I wanted like a backyard, well, I guess in quotation backyard because it's on top of the thing. But I wanted like outdoor space that you could use that was flat. That you could sort of place whatever you wanted up there. Maybe like the slip and slide or whatever items that you want to place outside. But I didn't want the top to be 100% flat because behind the house we have this sort of, I guess, the peak of the mountain. And then on this side it was all just flat. So I thought, let's get a bunch of rocks in here. Let's get some more plants and just give it a bit more, I guess, elevation and definition rather than just being all flat at the top. And try and make it work that way. So we're finally moving to the layout of the house. This obviously ends up being quite cozy and quite close quarters. So it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. The master bedroom has an ensuite, which is nice, and then there's 1 bathroom to share for everybody else. And then it's pretty much a living room and a kitchen, and that's really all there's room in this house for. This house is much more about the outdoors. The people that live here are very outdoorsy folk. Like, believe me, when they add in the Alpine world that I obviously gave them the idea for in this video, and they add in all the skiing abilities and snowboarding, and they add all that stuff in, that's what the people in this house are going to be doing. But I just hope, I just want them to add in terrain tools so we can make actual mountains and do this properly. Because it will, I guess, well, if they do it, I guess I can't say when, because who knows, it's already been 2 years and I haven't done it yet. If they do terrain tools, it will be really, really fun to look back on this build and maybe, and the other mountain build I did. And if I do any more, it'll be really fun to look back on these and just be like, that's stupid. Like, just what we had to do to be able to achieve the same sort of, like, it's cool though. It is really cool. What I would like them to do though, if, of course, if anyone from the development team is watching, if you could just get because we've got wall decorations. If you can just get like a rock wall decoration, so I can just place them on walls rather than having to like cheat and move all these things all around the place, and like that would be really cool because that would save me a lot of time and it'd be easier to make a cliff. So rock wall decorations. Thanks guys. Really appreciated. That'd be good. So around this little hot tub area, just trying to make it look, like really just trying to make it look more natural. I'm hoping that these rocks stay in place because the last mountain build I did, some of the items that I used move objects to like move up and place in different spots didn't place down properly. So I'm hoping that it saves correctly. I tried my best not to not raise up too many rocks around the place. Most of the stuff that's placed is either just scaled up and positioned right. But there are a few things that I've raised up with the move objects cheat to make work. Also, the house is accessible because I know some might be wondering, because I'm putting all these rocks and all this stuff under the stairs, some might be wondering if they can actually use them. They can walk up and down the stairs just fine. Thankfully, so there is no problem there. As you can see, I moved that tree up with move objects as well, so that it could sort of be planted there. Because I wanted the outside to look lush and not barren rocks. It's not just supposed to be rocks and nothing on it. It's supposed to be like some sort of, I don't know, alpine-y kind of mountain, I guess. As the title suggests, it's supposed to be an alpine mountain. So lots of ferns and all that. I guess alpine is a very loose term. I mean, actually, what is the define alpine? What is the definition of alpine? I'm probably using, if I spell alpine right. Relating to high mountains. Okay, well, that's fine then. Alpine, perfect. For some reason, I had the idea in my head that alpine meant snowy mountains. But I guess maybe I'm just confused. Well, not confused. Maybe I'm just relating the word alpine to Alps. That's probably what I'm doing, because the Alps are snowy mountains. Yeah, I don't know. Look, that's probably what I'm doing. So that's fine. The interior of this, I don't know. I was having... I didn't know what to do. We went for this sort of old kind of cozy is a generous word, is another word for cramped. It's like the truth and the truth, if you've ever seen The Simpsons, where they use nicer sounding words to describe, like when there was a really old rundown house, which you would describe as dilapidated. It's like, it's lived in. You know, it's not dilapidated, it's lived in. And it's not cramped, it's cozy. Yeah, you got to use the more positive sounding words. And that's what this house is. It's very cozy, very lived in. And it is one of a kind. And there's none like it. Yeah, so I went for this sort of old kind of looking home. It's been maybe run down through the years. I mean, it doesn't look run down. Like, it looks pretty, like, it's been cleaned. It's just old styled looking stuff. You know, there's nothing modern in here. I don't think so. I don't even know if I put a computer in here. I might have. Oh, I think I did. I think I did. I think I did. We'll probably see it in a minute. Yeah, it's just old, like, old interior. It's getting on, but it's doing okay. So we have the beautiful little galley kitchen. I thought the galley kitchen was a bit of a fun idea. I mean, ideally, I would have wanted to use those 3 big windows there as one big panoramic view for a living room. But with the layout, the way it like, I couldn't fit in bedrooms, living, kitchen in a layout that was, it didn't work in a different orientation, like moving the rooms around really. In the end, I think this worked just fine. But it would have been nice to have that big window area open in one room. Because it does have, if you place it here, this is in Windenburg, if you place it here in Windenburg, it does have really, really incredible views. Like, it looks beautiful when you look off the top of this mountain. And you'll see it in the screenshots at the end as well. Like, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. It's so nice. That's one thing they've done really well with this game, is just the worlds and the scenery and everything just looks so good. Like, looking out the windows, you're just like, oh, whoa. It is beautiful. I have a question though. I have a question. If you could choose like any location, like don't worry about what the house is, but if you could choose any location in the world to live, like what would, by location I mean like, would you live on top of a mountain? Not like something like this, not like on top of Everest, because that would be awful. But would you like live somewhere with a really good view? Would you live in like the middle of a city? Would you live on the coast, like on a beach, or would you live in the middle of a forest somewhere? Like what would your ideal place to live be? Like for me, at least at this point, I would love to live in like right in the heart of the city, in ideally a penthouse apartment, right? Right in the heart of a city. I think that'd be ideal for me, because I wouldn't want to live like. I'd want an apartment that's big enough, because obviously if you're living in the city, chances are you're probably gonna have a pretty small place. That's why I would want a penthouse. But if you're living in a city and if you had a penthouse, ideally you'd also have, double glazed windows, and so it'd be soundproof, right? That's what I would want. Like, you get the perfect apartment, shielded from the atrocities of the city, but with the convenience of the city. I think that'd be that's me. That's what I would want. Though, I mean, to be fair, this mountain is pretty sweet. That'd be pretty cool, but it just seems like it's in the middle of nowhere, so not me. Yeah, I don't know. Where would you guys want to live if you could choose sort of anywhere? That'd be, it'd be interesting to hear, because everyone's going to have different ideas. Some people are going to want to live on the coast. Might want to live on an island. That would be cool, though. I mean, I feel like living in Hawaii would be pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe some people watching from Hawaii. Is living there cool? I've been there twice, and I loved it. I don't know if I would live there, though. I mean, if someone said, hey, do you want to live in Hawaii? I'll hook you up. I'd be like, okay. Like, if it was that easy. Like, if it was as easy to be like, yeah, let's do it, then yeah. Unfortunately, life isn't that simple. Unfortunately, it just isn't. So here is the beautiful bathroom, the beautiful family bathroom. Oh my God. I've just realized what I've forgotten in this build. And longtime viewers of mine will know exactly what it is. Oh no. And you guess it, you know what it is, right? I didn't put a bin in the house. And there's actually no bin on this lot at all. I've just realized as well, because I didn't do an outdoor bin either. Oh no, there's no. Okay, well, if you download this, you're going to need to put a bin in the kitchen and outside somewhere. The reason I feel like, okay, I have no excuse for not putting a kitchen bin in, because I always make that mistake. But I feel like the reason I didn't do an exterior bin is because it's a mountain. Why would you think to put a wheelie bin in outside? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, whoops, sorry about that. That just clicked for me. So this little entrance foyer was an interesting one, because we have the double door there. We have the double wide arch on the left, and then we have the sort of entrance to the hallway at the back. So this is pretty much just a focal walking spot. Spot? I was going to say point, but then I changed it to spot. It's just a hallway. It's a foyer, I guess is exactly what it is. Like, so there's just loads of doors, so I couldn't really do much of the room. But I found that little room divider mirror piece. I don't know, it seemed really nice in the corner there. I was like, oh, that's quite good. Then I thought I'd align that little side table with the archway, so when you look through, it's right there. That was quite a good idea. But yeah, as you can see, we got a lot of holiday decorations around the home. We got all the wreaths, we got the Christmas tree and the presents and all that. Just give it that sort of festive vibe and that sort of holiday fireplace. Now, if you don't have those items in your game, it's actually a free pack that you can get off of Origin. It doesn't come automatically in the game, but it is free. Like if you just go, I don't actually know what you search. Let's go The Sims 4 Holiday. Enter. There it is. Yeah, if you just go to Origin, you just open up Origin where you would play The Sims 4, search The Sims 4 Holiday. It will come up with the Holiday Celebration Pack, which is a free thing you can add to your game. And then you get all those sort of holiday decorations and that. And they've actually updated it twice because they introduced it in 2014 and they added more items last year and they added a few more items this year as well. I think they did. I'm pretty sure they did. Maybe. Anyway, yeah, so it's just free stuff. So if you don't have it, that's where you get that from. Just a little thing to add in the game, which is nice, you know. Anyway, the master bedroom, I thought I'd put the walk-in robe, well, not the walk-in robe, the built-in robe. That's not the walk-in. Well, I guess they can go in there. Yeah, they can woohoo in there. Well, anyway, I thought I'd get the built-in wardrobe right there, chuck it on the wall, and then just get in a nice little settee there so you could sit there looking out at the view, which, by the way, is beautiful. I really wish those doors, though, I was not happy when I put those doors in, but there's no other matching doors that could go with it. Otherwise, I have to change those windows, then change all the other windows, and it's just like, look, I'll just deal with those doors. They're not the ideal ones, but it works because it technically matches the other ones. Now, I really liked this little balcony here because it actually overhangs the pool underneath, which I thought was quite cool. I had a lot of fun with that. It just sits out there, hangs over the pool, and like the Sims can swim in the pool, obviously, down the bottom. You could have a Sim sitting on top. You could get, like, this could be a really cool party vibe house, right? You have the unts music going, and you'd have all the lasers going, fwa, 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 fwa. That's the sound lasers make. You can have all the lasers going, the untsing, and then if you get the bubbles or the I guess the mist in the pool as well, the steam, and it'd be cool. You could do some cool stuff with this. Also, I think the good thing about this build is because the top where I've built this house, because it's all flat up here, what you could really do as well, you could just download this, demolish the house and build your own thing up the top quite easily and sort of swap it out. So if you do that, please let me know. Because I love seeing what people do with my builds. Like, if you decide to renovate this or just build your own house on top of the mountain, do share it with me. Like, send it in a tweet. I'm on Twitter. That's where I am. Like, if you want to find me, I'm on Twitter. All of the time. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, at James Turner YT. If you click the link down below and go to my website, it's linked from there. But yeah, follow me on Twitter because that's where I live. Like, when I'm not on YouTube, that's where I am, is Twitter. So send me a tweet with it. You could also tag me on Instagram. I would see that too. But Twitter, Instagram, best place to send me stuff, you know? So if you do it, let me know. Because I really love it. Because people have done some really cool stuff. Like someone took the promenade build I did, which was 4 townhouses next to each other that had like a bookstore, a day spa, a restaurant, and then 4 apartments. Oh no, I think it was 3 apartments I did. And they took that, they ripped out the interior and they turned it into one large mansion kind of thing. And I was like, that's a cool idea, right? So they've sort of, yeah, like, it's just cool. Like, I want to see, because there's so many different things you could do with every build. And you could just take this. You might have a completely different idea. And, you know, let's share the ideas, guys. Share them. I'm excited. I love encouraging you guys to like, because a lot of people say, they're like, hey, I don't know. I'm not good at building. I don't know where to start. And that's fine. That is fine. Take this and use this as a start, or take any of my other builds, use them as a start, because I love seeing you guys get creative and sharing it with me. It's awesome. Anyway, that's just a sort of generic children's bedroom. I didn't really know what to put in the room. I was like, a few snowflakes, some void critters, some posters, just a child's room. Anyone could go in there, have a bit of a fun time in there. I really, really wanted to get an outdoor fireplace in here, but this space was not suited for it. It didn't have. There's no place I could put a fireplace that would make sense. Like, I could overlap it with stuff. I could. Hello. Just change clips there. I stopped recording again, obviously. I was like, what if I make a solid wall there? I could do that, but then the seating would be facing away from the incredible view. I was like, okay, Look, unfortunately, we can't have a fireplace, but we can still have some nice seating out here, a nice place to hang out, and that'd be cool. And then that's when I was really like, man, I want to build like a lodge, like a ski resort lodge. That'd be cool. Or like a hotel. That'd be cool. Unfortunately, if I did that, if you guys have seen my apartment complex build, which you should check out, by the way, I'm doing a lot of build plugging in this, build video plugging. That's like a 4-parter. That's a build video series. Like, it's build videos like this at this speed, but there's 4 of them because of how big it was. There was like, I don't know how many apartments were in that thing, 8, maybe more. And then there was a bunch of shops. There's like a gym. There's a bakery. There's all this like apartment complex build, like a whole complex of stuff. And then at the end of that, my game was the frame rate was just so laggy because there's so many items. So I feel like if I try to do a hotel or something, it'd probably just get laggy, and I don't know if it'd be worth it. I guess you could obviously just leave some parts unfurnished and just have them as decorative like structure. So I mean, it's possible. We'll look into it. Maybe we'll look into it on a live stream. Make sure to follow my Twitch. A lot of plugging in this video, right? But yeah, here's also where I was having trouble with the walls and trying to get them in the right spot. But we're nearing the end now, just getting the final few touches in, making it look a little bit neater around some of these edges around the back, because the front of this did get a lot more love than the back. We have currently a basketball court on grass. I do believe I changed that to stone because it looks a little ridiculous at the moment. The ball probably wouldn't bounce very well on the grass. I mean, it would to a degree, but not well. Just getting a bunch of ferns there and some more trees, just thickening up the foliage, if you will. I was going to say foliage and then say foliage, because that's one of my favorite things to say is foliage. And if you don't know me, I'm a big fan of classic Simpsons episodes. So a lot of the stuff I will say will be referenced from those, as I also referenced one earlier. So yeah, if you want to get into my videos, suggest like watching a lot of classic Simpsons so you can get all me references and all that kind of stuff, and that would be a-okay. But thank you. Well, first of all, me saying that if you want to get into my videos, I mean, you're already in, right? If you're at this point in the video and you haven't skipped forward, because a lot of people skip forward, but if you're at this point in the video and you haven't skipped forward, thank you, because you're in. You're addicted now. Anyway, here we are. We have finished up the build. Here are the screenshots. So we have that mountain path going up there. I just love looking at this. Like, I feel like I sound super, like, I guess, arrogant about how this turned out, but I just love looking at it. Like, the game, The Sims 4 makes it look beautiful, right? Just all the rocks, all the surrounding scenery, it just makes it work. And it's just eye candy is what this is. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so happy. So here, yeah, we're just going all the outdoor shots. Here's up top where you have just some nice lawn area that you could put any items out there that you wanted. There's the other side of the build with a big panoramic window. And here is the outdoor, like, undercover area that you can sit and relax, have a good time. Look at the view. Look at that. Oh, man. It's beautiful. And that view, that's a view from the master bedroom. Like, that's their balcony there. They can sit on that. You can see the hot tub down there. Look at that. Imagine that. Imagine swimming in that pool. Absolutely beautiful. Not to toot my own horn. I feel like I've been tooting my own horn too much lately, but I'm just really happy with this. So here's the interior, the good old looking stuff. Like really old looking lodge interior. Just like they've got a bunch of items. They've cobbled them together. They've put up some decorations. Oh, and don't mind the lack of ceiling. It was weird because this is on the 4th floor of a house, like of a build. It didn't put in a ceiling by default. And it was weird. It didn't really get the ceiling in. But if you do want to download this, you can download it from the Sims 4 gallery by searching hashtag the Sim Supply or my origin ID, which is the Sim Supply as well. The same as my username here on YouTube, just without the spaces. No spaces, the Sim Supply. And you can find that on the gallery. That's my ID. You'll find it there. Or you can click the link down below, which will take you to the gallery website, and you can save it to your game from there as well. So that could also help you out. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this, because I really enjoyed building this. I really enjoy building different things. Just like at the end of the day, yeah, it's a house, but it's a house on a mountain. It is crazy. But again, if you have any silly ideas that you want to see possibly happen in the game, not click the link, comment down below. But I guess other than that, make sure you check out some other videos on screen here. Subscribe if you haven't. Visit my website there by clicking on my face. That'll also be great. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. And have an awesome day. Oh, yeah.